Years ago, our family knew that we couldn't do everything, we couldn't belong to everything. We had to choose one association that we knew we really should align with. We needed one association where we could get what we needed to stay relevant in the future. What association gives us the programming that will teach us what we need to know to be successful business people in the future? What kinds of things do we need to know to serve our families of the future? You know, consumer preferences are changing. We need to stay relevant, and ICCFA gives us that.
For many of us, as we think about how we are going to run our businesses in these changing times, we often look for where are the places that we can find the information, the relationships that will help us move our businesses forward. The best place that I've found for that information is the ICCFA.
At the ICCFA, I find it so valuable to be able to have a moment to actually talk with people who are interested in not just what they're doing, but interested in helping you do what you do better. That's probably one of the most important reasons why I show up to the conferences and I show up to the conventions.
I have attended every ICCFA meeting for the last 41 years, spring and fall. It's my continuing education. It's a must. If you don't go, you don't learn.
We've been a member of the ICCFA for quite a long time, as long as I could remember. We have about 100 gardeners that work in 70 cemeteries in over 2,500 cemetery acres that we're responsible for on a weekly basis. So we really have a chance to impact a lot of families. We would never be able to have the impact without the leadership and without the consistent learning that we do at the ICCFA.
Spring Grove uses the ICCFA in a lot of different ways. Spring Grove's a not-for-profit, as all the independent cemeteries in Ohio are, and it's comforting to know that the ICCFA staff is on top of the movements in Washington as they relate to not-for-profits, because we have a different set of issues than the for-profit companies in this industry.
Within the ICCFA programs, they have lots of legal information. These are things that every funeral home needs in order to protect yourself against every particular area within the death care industry. Protecting your firm, protecting the public. Legal problems exist in every business, and I know it will exist in the death care industry.
Government and legal issues become a matter of your business and become a very important function of your business in a very short amount of time. So I've turned to ICCFA for many different events and government and legal issues, and they've always been there with an immediate answer for me, with an immediate response to my questions or concerns, and it's been wonderful to have as a resource in my back pocket.
ICCFA, through their cremation side, they provide support, resources, tools, and education for all of its members. Whether you are a cemetery, whether you are a funeral home, whether you are a crematory operator, they understand and are able to help with every area that you could imagine. To have that 24/7 support, it's sometimes you just can't even afford it. But through being a member of ICCFA, it's always available, always there, and always keeping up.
I've been going to the university every year, and we're all about growth in our organization. I think that's a way to live, all about change, all about growth. I think if you're not growing or changing, you're withering and you're dying. And so we live by that motto, and we look for new ways to change. We've been members of every other organization, and nothing else has provided the same kind of insights and growth as this has for us.
The visionaries of the university created a college just for celebrant training, and it's called the 21st Century. And within that, we get to have several other funeral directors come in and talk about best practices and unique and special things that they're doing in their funeral homes. And then we spend 3 days doing our celebrant training.
From the celebrant training to the market and sales training to funeral, anything you do in the industry will help you be better. That's one thing in the university. The other thing is networking is great, amazing, and then of course there's a lot of fun.
As part of the Next Generation Committee, we are looking for the next leaders within our association. It's been a great way to give back to our industry in that it's a progressive mindset and future leaders for our industry. We have a scholarship that sends several people to the ICCFA University each year. We also offer networking events, either at the annual or the university.
Something I've recently gotten involved in is the next generation, where the push is to kind of get people that, kind of almost like myself, that are maybe didn't grow up in industry, maybe another generation that's coming in and even younger than what you typically think of for this industry. I mean, honestly, I mean, this industry is facing a lot of changes, and so sometimes getting some of those fresh ideas and people from outside the typical is a good thing. So it's been a really good group to be a part of.
The ICCFA is not only the most progressive association in the industry, but it is also the most open by far. There are many different groups in the funeral and cemetery industry, and as many of you know, with the challenges that having meetings all over the country presents, we felt that providing a venue for the JFDA and other groups is a wonderful way for both us and them to grow, be able to expand programs, and to really serve the membership in a unique and different way than they're able to do by themselves.
I represent the pet side of death care and had decided that we needed to have an association that really mimicked what we do on the human side for the ICCFA and the amazing business practices and the amazing protocols that are put into place through the ICCFA and the learning opportunities that we have as well. It's been a very wonderful opportunity that we've been able to watch where the human industry has been, and so we see the roadblocks. We see where there's going to be areas that possibly may pop up and cause issues or concerns within the pet death care side of the business. And so it's given us a great platform that we can look to and say, how can we go in eyes wide open and be able to anticipate some of these things happening and put the processes in place so they don't.
The Education Foundation is a 501c3 tax-exempt foundation. It's established for the sole purpose of scholarships to be provided for students at the ICCFA University as well as the ICCFA Wide World Sales Conference. It gives the opportunity for students that may not have the means to attend this program and an opportunity to be at least supported in the registration fees and as well as in some cases travel, which creates just opportunities that they may not have had on their own.
Membership in ICCFA does matter. ICCFA gives me an opportunity to meet exceptional people that are making exceptional things happen for families every day on the worst day of their lives. There is no other organization that can compete with ICCFA for open, sharing ideas, a willingness to help each other. And I have just found wonderful people that I've gotten to know over the years in ICCFA. If you've never attended an ICCFA function, try it. In the end, you'll want to be a member. Or just join ICCFA for 1 year. See if you don't find it for yourself to be the best investment you ever made in an association.
Membership.
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 Membership that matters.
Membresías que hacen sentido.